back to another segment of Dishin' on Daytime. I'm back again with Chef Emily. Hi, it's already sizzling in here. What are we making?
It smells amazing already. So today I was requested by somebody very special to us.
Yes.
She asked me to make a dairy-free risotto. So that's what we're gonna do today.
Okay.
So already in here, I've started with about a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil and about a half an onion, small diced. Very basic.
Okay.
So we're just gonna take this to when they start getting a little translucent, and then you are gonna throw those mushrooms in.
Alrighty.
So I'm using mushrooms to just give a little depth of flavor to the risotto. If you have vegan friends or family or completely vegetarian, you can make this with veggie stock as well. And then this whole thing is dairy-free, gluten-free, vegetarian, and vegan.
All the frees.
Yes. So if you have somebody with lots of dietary restrictions, this is a really good recipe. It's very, very changeable. You could add or subtract whatever you want in it. And it's really nice for a crowd. You can make a lot of it at a time if you want. All right, so that's looking good. These are starting to moisten up a little bit. So to that, we're gonna add some fresh thyme leaves. Sorry about that.
Thyme leaves.
Yep, and so thyme is a hard herb, which means its little sticks are quite pokey.
Yes.
It's not like chives or parsley where it's sort of, wobbly, nicer herbs. So hard herbs like rosemary or thyme go in at the beginning of cooking.
Okay,
so if
make
we
sure
were,
it softens.
Yes, so if we were using chives or parsley, that would be a finishing herb.
Okay.
So this is a good thing to do. So you're doing great. Perfecto.
Smell is amazing.
So good. All the volatile oils and that thyme's coming out and giving us that aroma, and it's permeating the onions and the mushrooms. That's exactly what we're going for.
Okay.
So after this, you're going to take some arborio rice. This is short grain rice from northern Italy. It's got a lot of starch on the outside. So as we're stirring it and adding stock, all that starch is going to come out and create a nice creamy outside, a nice little sauce in here, so that we're replicating a lot of the creaminess of using dairy in risotto.
Okay.
All right, so you're just gonna mix that up until all of the grains are coated with the olive oil. And this is gonna help keep all the grains nice and separate. We don't want a glop of things when it hits the plate.
Okay, got it.
So that's great, looking great. So to this, we've got a little bit of white wine. We're just gonna add that as well. Perfect, this is gonna add some more depth of flavor. And also because it's acidic, anything that's left on the bottom of the pan will get brought up by the white wine.
Yeah, and that, oh God, the aroma, everything we put in just gets better and better.
We're really building the flavors from scratch here. So we started, with a fat and an aromatic, and that way we've got a nice, complex flavor profile at the end. Instead of just mushrooms that happen to be inside of rice, which is sometimes what you get.
Yes.
So the white wine has evaporated, so we've got no more liquid down here, and you're gonna take a ladle of that stock. We're using chicken stock today. You certainly could use vegetable stock. You could use mushroom stock. If you were using dried mushrooms and you soak them in some hot water, you could use that liquid as well.
Okay.
So that's a 4-ounce ladle, so that's a half a cup. So we're doing a half a cup of broth at a time, and then you're just gonna stir it while it's boiling until all of the broth evaporates, and then you're gonna add another ladle.
Okay.
Yep. So we're gonna do this until all of that stock is gone. So you're just gonna keep stirring, and I'll talk about our alternate dairy ingredient we're using today. So, a lot of times dairy-free cooks use like coconut cream, things like that, but a lot of that time that has a very strong flavor. I like using a dairy alternative that's got a pretty neutral flavor, so we're gonna make cashew cream today. So I just got some raw cashews right here, and I'm going to pour over some boiling water just to cover them, all right? Just enough like this. I'm gonna let this sit for about 15 minutes over here. And then you can put them in a blender, or you can use an immersion blender or a food processor to whip it up and make it really nice and creamy. So that's what's in that right there.
Great consistency.
So looks really creamy and nice. Look at this. Sort of like cashew butter. It's really creamy. It's got a nice neutral flavor. So we're gonna use this at the end to give a really nice creamy finish. So this looks great, but this is TV. This takes about a half an hour. So here, I'm gonna trade you over. And you've done this already.
Yay!
Yay! So now, all of the broth has absorbed. The rice is nice and tender. All the grains look separate because we did the toasting in all of the olive oil. So now we've got it on a very low temperature, and I'm just gonna throw in a couple spoonfuls of cashew cream. You can just swirl this in. It's gonna give it that nice creamy texture, a little bit of unctuousness. There's a decent amount of fat.
Unctuousness, I like that.
Right? There's a decent amount of fat in cashews, so that's gonna give you that little bump that you would have done with Parmesan cheese or butter or cream at the end. So this looks awesome. You wanna tilt that up a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, so good. So whenever you're ready, you can plate up, we can taste it.
Okay.
Take this out of your way, there you go. Oh, I can't wait. So this could be any combination of vegetables and herbs. You could use peas, you could use beets for like a really hot pink risotto if you wanted. Chives, parsley, rosemary, whatever kind of herbs you want to build your flavors with, totally fine.
Alrighty.
All right.
Shall I give it a
I
try?
think you shall. Quite hot. See what happens.
We'll see what happens.
I know.
We'll see if I burn.
Good?
Very yummy.
Awesome.
So yummy. And this wasn't too bad. It's not too scary.
No, not even a little bit.
Okay.
Nothing's that scary when I'm talking to you.
That's right. You make me feel safe. Well, viewers, you don't have to her at home, but she does have the recipe for you over on our website. Thank you so much for coming in. Like we said, if you want to make this recipe at home, you can find the full recipe on our website, daytimebuffalo.com.